All right. Hello, everyone. So happy to be with you all this morning or this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are in the world. I am filling in for Ben Woodward, our wonderful upline Royal Diamond. He is in Australia or New Zealand, I think perhaps it is, or Australia. I'm not sure. He's with his mum. Anyway, I know the photos were from Australia because I recognize the area. So I think that's where he is, helping her out. She's having some struggles. So he asked each of us to jump in and participate. So I'm delighted to be with you. I usually cannot be on this call because of the time that it's at. So anyway, so I thought, of course, a lot about things. There are a million things we can talk about, about Niken. But what I really wanted to go over was some of the qualities that we need to imbue in ourselves and also look for in others. Because we know we all have the greatest technologies. I think everyone knows this, and if you don't know this, you need to know that our products are life-saving products. They are survival tools that going into the future with the amount of radiation, the amount of 5G that's coming and being rolled out, we have very serious problems in our world, and we have an amazing solution, the best solution I've ever found. And we need to know that. We need to know that 100% deep down in our bellies. And so, I was just talking to Herb Rapp yesterday, Royal Diamond, and we were talking about athletes and some different things. And he told me, well, we were talking about cancer. 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women will be affected. 50% age 50 to 74, 36% 75 plus. So we were talking about that. He was saying that by 2033, the projection is 1 out of 2 boys born autistic. We have 80% in North America are overweight. And something he told me that was an interesting statistic was 10,000 people retire every day. 10,000 people retire every day, because the baby boomers, and they need something to do. So what I really want to talk about is that, in my personal opinion, as much as network marketing can give you freedom, financially for sure, I don't think it's an excuse to not work. I think we're here on the planet to work as part of our life force that we're given, and we need to find out our purpose and our mission and get about it. And I believe that we should do that till the day we move on, till the day we die and move on to the next job, right? I really do. And I think that a lot of people have this idea, network marketing, that, I could just do this for a few years, something I don't really want to do, and then live the rest of their life like others dream of and just be lazy. And I don't believe in that at all. I don't think that is the message of network marketing. And I don't think it's the message of Niken either. We have a world that is really in peril. And if you don't believe that, you've just got to go and read some stuff to figure it out, that our world is dying, the world itself. And we, the children, us, the adults, and the elderly, we are very, very sick. And it's not just physical sickness, it's emotional sickness and mental sickness and school shootings left, right, and center. And what the heck is going on? And we have a mission, we have a purpose. And we're brought together because in life, once you understand your mission, you are called, you're listening to the call, you're responding to the call, but then you are called to certain other people, and they are called to you. And we probably made these arrangements long before we were even born, that we would work together to do something great together. So it's not that Niken's an independent, even though we're independent consultants. Steve Covey said we start in life as dependents on our parents or caretakers, and then we become independent like adolescents. I can do it myself, thank you very much, I don't need you. And then the arc of maturity is that we learn that actually we are interdependent. We are not independent. We are not, it is a lie. We are interdependent. And we learn this in network marketing in no uncertain terms because we cannot do it alone. It's impossible to do Niken alone. So it's learning about interdependence and what does that look like and what does that mean? And it means reaching out for help and asking for support and doing it together and mind melding, which is something we do very powerfully. When we all get together and we say, we are going to create success in Niken, we mind meld. Not just a mastermind with your little group of, silvers or platinums or whatever. No, all of us together masterminding, all of us together mind melding, saying we are bringing something that's going to help save our world. And so I take it so seriously, but joyfully, right? You can be serious and lighthearted at the same time. But this is a mission, make no mistake, and it's all about energy. So the number one thing that we need to bring forward is passion, our passion for life itself, our understanding that we're doing this to support life itself on the planet. And it's not just about you and your little business, or me and my little business, right? It's about everybody creating something really extraordinary. So everything is energy. And we have to, so first we have to understand the critical need for our technologies and be absolute ironclad about that. And if you don't understand why you need magnetics and you'd be dead in 10 days without it. I had a lady yesterday say, I don't think magnets are for me. And I laughed. I said, that's like saying gravity isn't for you. I'm sorry. It's physics. You have to have it. You know, I just laughed at the idea like, oh, it's not for me. But what would it know? It's like air is not for you. Water is not for you. We must understand the power. So read, study, learn. Read the Asian understanding of it, the Russian understanding of it, until you are ironclad in that. So your calling, your destiny, it takes devotion. It takes compassion. It takes wisdom and strength, perseverance and courage and patience. And fundamentally, it takes action. We have to be in action every day. When I wake up in the morning, I think, who can I speak with today about Nikken? Who do I need to follow up with? Who are the new people I'm going to meet? With an excitement, like there are people out there who have agreed to meet with me in a divine contract to take our world to a higher level. So it's with enthusiasm, it's with excitement that we go out knowing that we're going to meet those people. We just know we can't do it sitting at home. And social media is great, but it's not great enough. Nothing will take the place of one-on-one, focused, real intimate connection. Nothing takes the place of that. I'm sorry. I don't care how good our social media is. I don't care how good your videos are. There's nothing like sitting down with somebody, looking them in the eye and saying, what are you longing for? And what are we longing for? We're longing for getting on our mission, because that's when we're happiest. So it's not that we're longing just to be wealthy or we're longing just to be healthy. It's not enough. We're longing to be on our purpose and mission and doing it. And it takes action, all out massive action. It truly does. Determination and a wholeheartedness. Not a mental, oh, I get what I'm supposed to do. I get the plan. I get that, and I'll go out there and be mediocre. No, we can't afford mediocrity. We don't have time for mediocrity. Not only in our own lives, but in the lives of others, in the life of our world right now, and where we're at right now with this devastating situation we are in. We don't have time for mediocrity. So it takes wholeheartedness, full on in on every level, your spirit, your heart, your mind, your actions, your physicality, your everything. It takes that. It is not just a mental game. I promise you that. It takes the courage to move forward with the dream that's calling you. The dream itself is calling you. It's not an independent thing like, oh, I think I'll have this little dream and I'll do it. No. The universe, God, is calling you to take your place, to do your part. And your part is a little bit different from my part, is a little bit different from your part and your part, because you have certain gifts and talents that I don't have. And I may have a few that you don't have, and we all bring it together. That's the beauty of a. If you think of an orchestra, is if they're playing Mahler's Ninth Symphony, is a lot of instruments in there. That's like us. And if we're going to play Mahler's Ninth Symphony, we better all be on top of our game, because if one violin player isn't on top of her game, it's going to sound terrible. So this is why it commands of us and demands of us our very, very, very best. Every day. And I do ask myself every day, am I doing my very best? And sometimes I'm like, no, I'm really not. I'm being kind of mediocre. I'm kind of not wholeheartedness today. I'm not feeling it, but I got to conjure it. And you have to conjure it within yourself. And that is the inner work, really. And to be empowered. And I think for women especially, this is so important to be self-empowered, because being empowered gives you a strength and a confidence that you're going to need. You're going to need it because you're taking two different paradigms out into the world at once. How we make money and health, and how we take care of our health and protect ourselves. And that's difficult for people. And we've got to find a way to relate so that people can hear us. But if you're confident, you'll have charisma. If you're not confident, you won't have charisma. And don't think people can't tell the difference with all of us at any given time, because they can feel it even if they wouldn't give it word. They wouldn't know how to speak it. So when you've got the charisma, forgive me for reading, but I did write a lot of notes down, you become impressive. And when I was thinking about the word impressive, it's to make an impression, on the world with your knowledge, with your wisdom, with your love, with your joy, with your passion, with your determination, with your devotion. You are making an impression, and you've got to be willing to do that. In network marketing, anyone I've ever seen in the top of the game with network marketing, regardless of company, is that they are making an impression, and you can feel it. You're like, oh, wow, that's a leader, because they're not afraid to make that impression. That doesn't mean they're pushy. It doesn't mean they're pushing other people to do things they don't want to do. It is not that. It is a true, authentic impression of your knowingness upon the world in general and on to others. Because to wake others up, which clearly we need, we have to be awake. We can't expect to wake others if we're not awake. Does that make sense? I'm sure that makes sense to all of you. So we need to kind of like, what is going on? What is going on with our world? And why did I come at this time? And what am I supposed to be doing? And a lot of times we flounder, and I know that, and I flounder too. Like, oh, I think I forgot my purpose. I think I forgot my mission. Or you'll displace things. You're like, oh, well, I can't work with these people because of that reason. I don't like the company's compensation plan change. I don't care for the website, whatever. And we displace our energy onto things that we're not happy about instead of going, no, hang on. God gave me a mission. What's my mission? Let's get about it, right? Because all those things are insignificant, and they're not going to help you with the mind meld that we need for all of us together to make this really happen for our world, to give people what they need. So interdependence, that stage of maturity, it's super important. And then think about it, because the key thing for our business of Nikan, our ministry, I call it my ministry. I don't really call it a business. You can call it a business. I call it a ministry. And yes, it is a business. I understand that. But it's certainly much bigger than that. Is, who are you looking for? And the most important thing we do is prospecting and sponsoring. That is the key to success. And that means communication. And that means who are we looking for? And we're not looking for people that have sore knees, but we might help people that have sore knees. But we're looking very specifically for people like us. We're looking for people who are passionate, who know they're not quite on their game with life, that maybe they made a lot of money, but it really wasn't in the thing they felt what they were meant to do. Maybe they're broke and they're just struggling, but they're still not on their game. They're not doing what they're meant to be doing, and they're confused and they're lost. But you never know what's inside a person, right? And once you find and show them what we have, I never prejudge anyone, because you could be Mark Yarnell had the cleaning lady of his house say, I see what you do with other people and you're making millions and maybe I can too. And he had never even thought to take his business to his cleaning lady. And she became his #1 consultant. She made him millions, herself millions. Yes, you don't know what's in somebody until that fire is lit. And you can't light the fire, but you can light the way to them lighting their fire. Does that make sense? You really can light the way. You can give them hope back, because people are exhausted. They're out there. I mean, and you see it. People are so overwhelmed right now. Nobody has any time. Everybody's overwhelmed, partly because they're on Facebook far too long every day. They lose their time that way. But, people are overwhelmed by input. And you have to make an impression, kind of like stop in the name of love. You remember that song? Stop. You're going to get their attention. You've got to get their attention to stop for a minute and be with you, so you can actually be with them, so they can be seen and got and loved and you can find out what it is they're really longing for. And you will always find that it is something about mission. They're not on they're not feeling fulfilled. And they may think it looks like, well, if I was just making $10,000 a month, I'd be fulfilled. But we all know, we've seen enough videos on YouTube about the lack of fulfillment that can bring. You know, it can be lonely. And would it help? Yeah, absolutely. And can you make that in Nikken? Absolutely you can. Absolutely. People have done it all left, right, and center. So, you know, why not you and why not them? But, you know, we get dispirited. The world gets dispirited. People are overloaded, have no time, have no energy. And it's about this communication. Like, how can we get their attention? Not so that we just talk at them. It is not about talking at people at all. It's actually about listening. In any presentation that I'll do, it's literally 70% listening to them or 80% listening to them. Sometimes it's 90% listening to them if they really just need to talk and get things off their chest. And then a little bit of, I think I may have something that can help you. I think I may have something that can help you. How hard is that? Can we do that? Can we do that? Yes, we can. Can you be a blessing to another? Yes, you can. Did you see Dennis Williams' little song that he did, sitting in the car, his little song, so sweet, about, you know, maybe there's an angel that's seeing if you're doing your job. Are you doing your job? Are you doing what you came here to do? Because that is how you'll get out of your own loneliness and your own pity party. And we all do it. We all do it. Every one of us will go into the pity party at times. Can guarantee it's part of being a human being, but the key is not to stay there. I just bought a new book. I was just in Kauai, and a lot of people mention different things, and I grab onto what I hear because I always feel somebody's telling me I should really listen, right? And so I got some of the books that people just mentioned randomly, and one of them, I haven't even opened it yet, truly, I just got it, is Thich Nhat Hanh's No Mud, No Lotus. I love Thich Nhat Hanh. He really is inspirational to me, and it's the art of transforming suffering. I have no idea what he says, but I know the gentleman who recommended it to me said it was really, really powerful in his life. So I trust it will be in mine. So we do read, we do that sort of thing, but we don't, that's not how we spend our days. Our days are spent meeting people and connecting and offering the possibility of a blessing. And we get tired. And like this morning, I have this, you know, and you know me, I mean, I'm very spiritually based, but I love the spiritual truths of all religions. So I've never really aligned only with one. But this is a little book I got once at an airport when I was waiting for a flight to go do a Nikken thing. And it's called Promises from God. And it's for women. And I just happened to open it this morning. I was like, you know, what about, you know, with me and what's my life and Nikken, I'm doing this cold this morning. And what's that? Hey, Wes. And it said this, it said refreshment when fatigued. And, you know, I've been doing Nikken for 23 years. So, you know, I mean, fatigue sets in once in a while. And it said some beautiful things, and I want to share them with you. It says, behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? And I went, wow, that's right. I don't have to do this all by myself. You are working through me to do this. Is there anything too hard for you? No. That's why we believe in miracles, right? We know we can be a vessel for that. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord God is an everlasting rock. This is just on the one page I opened. So we do not lose heart. Though our outer nature is wasting away, our inner nature is being renewed day by day. Our inner nature is being renewed day by day. I thought that's so important. The whole idea of rebirth, resurrection is, you know, is that. I mean, it wasn't long ago we had Easter time. So, you know, all that, and I thought, my outer nature's not wasting away. You know, my feisty self came right out. I was like, right. But, you know, the inner nature being renewed, I thought that's just lovely. And then this one is very powerful. This is the longest one. The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, neither faints nor is weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. And here's this part you know well, even if you're not Christian. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Now, I was driving the other day, 2 days ago, I was driving home from the mountains, and I was calling out, because sometimes in my car I will sing for joy just because. I will sing praise and joy just because. To the God, Goddess, Shekinah, the light, to life itself. But this time I was like, where are you? Where are you in my life? I'm just like calling out. And then I stopped and I was silent. And literally 2 seconds later, there were no cars coming either way, not behind me, not in front of me, not toward me. An elk stepped out from the side of the road. Big, masculine male elk with the, they have right now the antlers are kind of fuzzy and they're not fully there, but they're half there. And because they lose them every year, right? And so I think, or anyway, this one was a young buck. And he came across and he really jumped across the road in front of me. I was going 60. He was far enough ahead. There was no cause of accident. And he just leapt across. And then he stood on the other side. And then he turned and he just stared at me. And I'm driving slowly now, going, what? I had just put this out. So, being me, I look up what does the elk mean as, power animal, sacred animals, Native American, and it's all about strength, fortitude, power, endurance, pacing yourself. I have so much written about it. I don't have it in front of me, but it was just amazing. And I was like, that was the answer to my call. So my point of saying this to you is that we do need to call out for help. We cannot do this alone. We cannot do this alone. We need spiritual help and support, and we need each other. And it is an interdependent game, and this is why it's such a holy game and such a profound game, is that it's not about just you and your relationship with Nika, or just you and your relationship with your next door neighbor. It's all of us in our relationship with each other. And so we have to learn. That's our learning, is relationship. That's the biggest place we learn in life, probably. How do we relate with each other? How do we trust each other? Trust is vitally important in Niken, and sometimes your trust is going to be violated. It will sometimes, and we'll have a call on that another time, but you just have to come back to, I'm going to choose to trust again. I'm going to choose to trust that person again. It's your choice. Or I'm going to choose to not work with that person, but, hopefully my dialogue with them will help them think about what they've done and be a better person because of it, because we're humans being more, we're working toward being better. But truly, I think my key message is this passion. I just know we're not here to just become wealthy and sit around and drink martinis and do nothing else. It is just not what our life is supposed to be. We were not put on the planet for that. We were put on this planet to serve others, to be present with others, to love ourselves also, and to be powerful. And that, to really let yourself be imbued and inspired and empowered so that you can go out and inspire others. And that word inspiration means to be filled with God. So whether it's spirit, God, universe, the beloved, whatever you call it, it's to be filled with that which is ever present all the time, omnipotent, omnipresent, and bring it to others because they need you, because they are sad, they're lonely, they're feeling helpless, they're feeling isolated, they're feeling sick, they're feeling poor. And our job is to go and say, I think I have something that I can help you with. And if you were on the call the other day we had on Saturday, when, Stan Bogus said it would be a sin to not let people know about this, my heart just cracked open. I just said the same. I said, it would be a sin to not bring the wellness home idea, concept to others. And you will be laughed at, and you'll be refuted, and you'll be refused, and you'll be scorned. And so what? Because the right people, the right ones are out there for you. And they will hear you. They will get it. They will, I don't know what you're doing, but I want to be around you. I want to, know what you're up to. And they will be the ones. And you only need to find 3 out of 7 billion people. I mean, that's on the whole planet. I know our company isn't in all the countries of the planet, but, but even if you just take, England, or you just take America, you need 3 partners. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but they need to be the 3 right partners, the ones that call you every day, not isolating. If they're isolating themselves, you can't help them. So they have to be calling you, and then you have a real partner. They're calling you saying, Julie, I want you to talk with so-and-so. Can you do that tomorrow? And they're filling up with 3-way calls with you. And you know what? Half of them don't go anywhere, and it doesn't matter, because the right ones, it will. And then it starts to gather steam, and you'll see those lines of energy that you're connecting people to people to people, and people to things, and people to Nikan. They will grow and grow and grow, and you'll go, how is this happening? How is it going from 3 to 10, and 10 to 50, and 50 to 200, and 200 to 600, and 600 to 2,000? How is it happening? Well, it's because you're filled with the Spirit, and they are filled with the Spirit, because you're reminding them of the ground of being and who they really are. And that's what we all need on this planet, is coming home. We need to come home to ourselves and help others come home to themselves, because you're not just a body walking this earth, are you? You are a powerful, powerful spirit, a powerful soul, but you have to own it, and you got to get it out there. Get your soul out there. Get out there. Do not sit behind the computer all day. You got to get out there and make an impression. That's leadership. So thank you, everyone, for being on this call. I love you so much. I'm excited to work with every single one of you, because I know you all and I love you all. So let's do this together. Thank you so much. And thank you, Madeline. You can